Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Danielle Irby. Thanks for joining us. The House of Representatives will begin drafting impeachment articles against President Trump. In making the announcement this morning, Speaker Nancy Pelosi said their investigation made clear that President Trump tried to leverage his office to pressure a foreign government to aid him in the 2020 election. Republican lawmakers maintain the investigation and proceedings against the president are a partisan witch hunt and without merit.
I'm really sorry the president made this necessary by his complete disregard for the vision of our founders, for what he is doing. Article 2 says I can do whatever I want. It was completely contrary to what our founders had in mind. So all along I said for 2 years, this is an impeachment is not a pleasant experience. It can be divisive. We don't take any glee in this at all. It's heartbreaking. But the president gave us no choice.
This morning I listened to Speaker Pelosi give us historical references. The one that she skipped was Alexander Hamilton when he wrote, "There will always be the greatest danger that the decision to use the impeachment power would be driven by partisan animosity instead of real demonstrations of innocence or guilt." Today is the day that Hamilton warned us.
The rapid time frame for drafting the articles of impeachment against President Trump could set the stage for a vote before the end of December to charge him with high crimes and misdemeanors. Governor Larry Hogan talks education in Annapolis this afternoon. The governor unveiled 2 proposals for the upcoming legislative session. One is called the Building Opportunity Fund, which would allocate $3.8 billion for school construction statewide. The other initiative is called the Class Act of 2020. That would take schools that receive a 1-star rating for 2 consecutive years and designate them as innovation schools.
Local communities will be able to take charge of that failing school and be empowered to enact critical changes in leadership, curriculum, policies, schedules, and budgets, and to put into place a turnaround plan.
And what we mean by the local board or the community are parents at the 1-star rated school. These schools are 1 stars for 2 consecutive years. And so what is more important is that the governor is proposing that he is empowering parents, teachers, and community stakeholders to take over that school, develop a plan that is overseen by the local school system in that county.
Currently, 14 schools across Maryland would be designated innovation schools. Maryland schools are rated on a system of 1 to 5 stars. 80% of the schools in Prince George's earn 3 stars or higher. Jury selection is slated to get underway next week in the case of Sean Urbanski, the man accused of killing Army Lieutenant Richard Collins III at the University of Maryland in 2017. Meantime, a judge has declined the prosecution's bid to call an expert witness to explain the alt-right white nationalist group to jurors. The judge said that prosecutors gave Urbanski's team just 30 days notice and that jurors did not need an expert to explain the group. Urbanski faces life behind bars without parole if convicted. A 9-month-old baby in Anne Arundel County dies after ingesting heroin and fentanyl. The incident, which happened in July, launched an investigation that resulted in the arrest of the baby's mother. 17-year-old Alexis Taylor on the left and her mother, 43-year-old Lori Taylor. According to investigators, the 2 drove to Baltimore City with the baby in tow to buy heroin capsules. But when they got home, they noticed one of the capsules was missing. Then they allegedly went back to Baltimore to buy more heroin. But within hours of returning home, the infant was unresponsive. Investigators say a search warrant conducted at the home turned up more than 100 capsules that tested positive for the drugs. Both face a slew of charges, including child abuse, resulting in death.